Hey everyone, welcome to the Gilbert.K Show. Today is a special day. Bursting onto the scene from Peru, she's captivated audiences for over a decade with her electrifying performances in theater, TV, and film. She boldly moved to Mexico, determined to chase even bigger dreams, and starred in the Canadian short film Harmony Road, directed by Gilbert.K. Now she's set to dazzle us again with the highly anticipated Santidad, written and directed by Rodolfo Espinosa, coming soon to theaters. Never waiting for opportunities, she creates them herself. Please welcome the unstoppable and fiercely talented Natalia Bonifaz.
Hey Natalia, how are you today?
Hey, I'm very good. I just finished working and I came to this restaurant to have this interview with you.
That's great.
How
That's
are
a cool
you?
place. That's a very cool place. Before we dive in, let's watch a clip from your reel.
Okay.
Let's calm down, okay? Joey, give him the envelope I gave you. It's full of cash. Tengo miedo de que la mate.
Okay, let's start. Could you tell me a little bit about yourself and what sparked your interest in acting?
Well, I'm I'm a very nice person. I'm very imaginative and also very a person is very happy, like generally. I smile a lot. I'm very passionate and professional, like very responsible and compromised. And how did I started in acting? I used to watch a lot of TV when I was a little kid, and I watched this kids acting, and I always thought of being one of them. And when I was 11 years old, I asked my mom to enter to an acting class for the first time. And then I continued having like workshops in acting during my school. And when I was in the last year of school, I made a musical, and I was the main character. And when I did that, I realized that I belonged there. I belonged in the stage. I belonged in the set, and I belonged in giving my body and my heart and my soul to in order to tell a story of another person and to give all my emotions and my body to that person. I really enjoy doing that.
Excellent. Great. So what was one of your most memorable experience when you started out? You
When
touched a little bit on that. Yeah.
Okay, when I started, I think at the beginning, my most memorable experience was that I had to do a theater play, and I had to do a scene where I was in I was talking to somebody that in fiction existed, but in real life, in the staging of the play, didn't exist. Like it wasn't there. But for my character and the story, there was a person there. But the people who were watching didn't see this person. So it was a very challenging experience, and I think it was rewarding because the people remember that they really connected with the fact that there was a person there, even though there wasn't. I think that is one of my most memorable experience when I started.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. So, how do you describe yourself in 3 words?
In 3 words, nice, like good, like a good person, responsible, and passionate.
Yes, I agree. Um, so, what's one fact about you that most people might not know?
Something that most people may not know is that I really enjoy dancing,
Okay.
um, dancing Latin music, like salsa, merengue, all of those kind of rhythms,
Yeah.
and the Peruvian ones. So I really enjoy doing that, and I think not many people know that.
Excellent. Good. Okay, so let's play a game, this or that. And the theme is acting. And I'll give you basically 2 options, and you have to pick the one you like the most or the one that fits you better. There are no wrong answers, and you don't need to explain your choice unless you want to.
Okay.
It's all about quick, fun decisions to show us more about you and for the audience to get to know you. Are you ready, Natalia?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Method acting or wing it?
Method acting.
Okay. Blockbuster or indie gem?
Indie.
Villain or hero?
Villain.
Comedy or tragedy?
Comedy, tragedy, please. And maybe comedy.
Shakespeare or sci-fi?
Sci-fi.
A red carpet glam, on-set chaos?
Once chaos.
Improv or sticking to the script?
I like both, but let's improvise.
Improvise. Stage or
Okay.
screen?
Ooh, I like both, but I would say stage. I don't know.
Stage. Great. Okay, so let's move on to the next segment. Can you tell me about the journey or inspiration behind your work or project, or anything that inspires you about a project or work that you've done?
I think that the thing that makes me most proud about being an actress is the fact that we get to touch hearts, to move people. And I think that is my motive. I think like watching the people crying or feeling something, like laughing, getting mad, or questioning themselves, it's something that is rewarding, like so high for me. Like it's very important. It's something, I think that is the importance of my job in
Okay.
society. And as a person, is very rewarding for myself, like emotionally talking. And that is what moves me. And also the fact that it makes me be a better person each day, because that is something I look forward to, like to improve as a human being. And when I act, when I train as an actor, I'm constantly putting myself in the shoes of another person, and constantly training my empathy, and that makes me grow as a person.
Okay. Great. And how did your experience shape your approach to acting? Is there any experience that changed the way you approach acting?
Yeah, I think I approach acting depending on the project.
Yeah.
Uh,
But is
uh,
there like a specific experience that you said, maybe I should do it this way or that way?
so when I started acting, I was really hard on myself. So I realized that I was putting all that pressure that I was putting on me, I was spreading on my mates, on my acting mates, and I didn't like that. So I started following other paths to work, and I realized that there was a path of joy in working, and I could be hard on myself, like in the quality of the work I want to give, but I didn't need to suffer from when doing that. And that was something I changed, and it made me a better actress and also a better mate, a better friend when working.
That's great. That's good. So what interests you? So if there's somebody, a producer, and has a project, what interests you in a project? What's that thing that triggers you to say, yes, I accept this project, I'm interested in this project? Is it the cast, the story, what is it about this project?
I think primarily the story. Like I want the story to relate to society, or what is happening to society, to speak, like to talk, to have a dialogue on what is happening in society. I think the character that they are proposing me to play, the character, if it's complex, if I have an arc to play, different colors, different colors, textures, and also the team, the teamwork, like the human team. Yeah, if I'm working alongside somebody I really admire, maybe I wouldn't either read the script. I just go like to work to with that person. But yes, I remember that when you gave me the audition, when we worked together, the thing that made me interested in that project was the character and the story we were telling. That I think it talked about what was happening in society, like in immigrants, and the character was so complex. All the things that she was going through, it was very, very challenging to play her.
Yeah. Excellent. So Natalia, how do you prepare for a role? So when you get the script, how do you prepare for it?
So it depends on the project. Most of the time, I learn the lines, like textually, like very, very, very tied to what it's originally written. But there are some projects that you don't need that, and they need like more natural, a natural way of dialoguing. But that is something I do. I almost always do. But the thing that the physical changes or the psychological or the character, it depends on what the project asked me to do. Because I remember there was the first play I made when I came to Mexico, because I'm living now here. The character was so different to me. Mm-hmm. And I had to do a physical change, like a huge physical change. I had to study the substances she was in when the play was running. I had to study how it physically and psychologically affects her. And I learned the lines, but it was a more physical instinct type of work. Yeah. But then, and I had to prepare it. I had to do my work aside from the rehearsals.
Yeah.
But then I had this movie I shot on Peru, and in this movie something just clicked on me with this character.
Yeah.
And the only thing I did was to be as open as possible, to be her, to let her in me.
Yeah.
And I learned my lines and the accent they asked me to have. And I learned it very well, but then I didn't work aside from that because I was going to interrupt the instinct that was clicking on me and it was growing on me. And I remember the last scene we shot. It hasn't released yet, so I can't tell you the story, but I remember the last scene I shot. I needed to be the center of attention. And when I dance, as I told you, I enjoy it very much.
Yeah.
When I dance for me or with the person I'm dancing with.
Yeah.
But suddenly I discover myself dancing for everybody and showing, and it didn't came from a previous work. It came because I was open to receive whatever instinct or magical thing that happens. And I could be as free as that because I learned all my lines, and I wasn't worried about that, and I was worried about the present. But it depends. Sometimes I need to do a lot of work. Sometimes I don't. I just need to open myself. And that's another kind of work.
That's great. How do you see acting evolving in the next few years?
It's interesting. In the last like 80 years or so, it has evolved more as a realistic kind of acting. And like a few years from now, like some of the thing of acting has come across too, and we have the AI, so I don't know, but I think we have a path of realistic kind of acting, but maybe some of exaggerating and more of a theatrical kind of work can join the realistic work, and I think that's a beautiful merge and a beautiful experience to have. But hopefully we don't we don't lose the realistic, very 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 realistic kind of acting, and the other one, because it gives us the tools to change, and then to change physical and vocally and everything, and then put the quote of realism, and I could be like this and be realistic. For somehow. I think it's beautiful and it's entertaining for me.
Pretty cool. Okay, so let's move on to the next segment. So let's show our audience another clip from your reel.
Tengo miedo de que la mate. Tengo miedo. No quiero perderte.
Él me va a cuidar, pues tía, ya no te preocupes.
Ay, qué considerado. Claro, porque como obviamente no le gustaría, entonces mejor mentir, ¿no? Mejor mentir que pedir permiso.
Okay, so what's one crucial piece of advice you would give someone interested in acting? Somebody who wants to pursue the same.
You have to be passionate. You really have to love it. because it's not easy. It's a very hard career, but it's because the path you have to go through to get the jobs you want feels like they're not, they don't pay justice to the amount of work you give. But if you really love it, and if you really are passionate about it, and you really know in your heart that you just want to tell stories and be another person and play as another human, to touch hearts and to move people, and you have all of this in your heart, just be strong, keep on going, helping others, being kind, because it's rewarding. Because I remember just this anecdote I have. I did a play, and afterwards it was a very hard story of a trans man, because I played him since he was 5 years old, and he transitioned to a man when he was 20 something, all in 15 minutes, and a couple of old guys, of elder people, came into me and thanked me for the story, or another person came into me and told me that I remind them from somebody else, and understood something they couldn't understand with reason. They needed to feel it and to empathize from emotion. And also another one that they didn't know what the play was about, and when they came they were laughing, and then they ended up crying their hearts off. But came into me thanking me for giving them the opportunity to say goodbye, to grieve their loss of loved ones. So those kind of moments, they are as rewarding as the career is hard to transition. The career is hard, but it's lovely.
Yeah.
So
That's
just don't lose faith. Keep on going, but be clear on what kind of work you want to do. The passion you want to make, you want to give in each project, each auditioning is training. So it's the opportunity for you to act. So share what you have. Don't feel it as an exam, but as an opportunity to act.
Yeah.
And yes, and be kind to people. There's a lot of mean people in the world, so be kind, and you'll do better. When you grab a hand and the other person grabs yours, you'll be in the top, but the floor will be as solid as you need it to be for you not to fall again.
Wow. That's very deep. Great tips, Natalia. That's great. So what's one common misconception about acting that you'd like to clear up? Probably you already talked about it, but
Many people think that acting is only learning lines. This is one of the things I want to clear up. It is not only about learning lines. Actually, learning lines is the first step of all the amount of work we need to know. We have to study different things. We have to learn about different professions, different careers, because we were playing, I don't know, a doctor or whatever. And the fact that we have to open up our emotions is something very hard to do, and it is much more profound than learning lines, just learning lines. And the other thing is that people think that we put on masks to do a character. And very far from that, what we do is that we open all of our hearts and all of our souls to give it in favor of the story and in favor of the character. So we get to be much more vulnerable.
Yeah.
We get to be much more vulnerable than what we decide to be on real life. We are crazy and we decide to be as deep as we can instead of just living in the surface to survive life. We get to the down and we open our hearts, and that is how a character starts living inside us.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's great. Great stuff, Natalia. Let's watch a final clip from your reel.
Lo que vas a hacer es una perra.
Un año, ¿no? Qué rápido. Parece que hubiese pasado solo un mes.
No. Les escribiré.
No sabemos leer.
Hay que esperar.
Hay que esperar. Papá no vendrá.
Jamón, tranquilos, vamos.
Okay. Is there one last thought or piece of advice you'd like to share with our listeners or audience?
be humble. Learn to listen. And learn to listen to yourself and learn to listen to others. Sometimes what other people have to say does not resound in your inside. But sometimes you want to avoid those voices because they are resounding inside. So learn to listen. Turn your head down and accept whatever other people have to say. And also understand that what is in your heart is the truth. So sometimes that people say many things, many things that are not something that you resound, and your values and your personality does not come. So you just follow your heart, but don't be as humble as enough to listen and learn, because we don't stop learning. And the other thing, but this is especially for actors, that don't stop living. It is so hard. This job is so hard to make it happen. Like all the jobs you need, all the dreams we have in our heads, it's very hard for it to happen. And the path is very, very hard. So sometimes we only focus on our career, on our profession, and professionalism or whatever. Everything is work, and all our lives are around work. And something you have to do is keep on living. Live apart from your job, because it not only can give you joy because you're a happy person living and spending time with your loved ones, but it also gives you all the material you need when you have to face a job that needs all these tools that you've learned from experiencing life and living your life. life is so short. Don't let it happen just because.
Great advice, Natalia. Um, how can our audience connect with you or learn about your work?
You can find me on Instagram as Natalia Bonifaz or in TikTok as Natalia Bonifaz 1. And I can answer to you over there if you need my phone or my email.
Okay. Are there any upcoming projects or collaborations you're excited about that you can tell?
Yes, yes. The thing that makes me most excited is the fact that maybe this year this movie I was talking to you about be released. I
Oh,
am not
excellent.
sure. So the other thing I am excited about is what is going to happen to me here in Mexico. That I have 2.5 years living here. I've lived here for over 2.5 years, and I'm starting my path as an actress here. And I don't know what is heading. I know that I am working for it to come. I have an agent for commercials. I have a manager for acting for fiction, and I'm doing plays, a lot of theater.
Excellent.
So I'm very excited about that. What is going to happen?
Excellent. Great stuff. So who you would like to thank or acknowledge for supporting you in your journey?
Everybody. Like there's something there's something I want to share is that we don't get to anywhere without the help of people, of others. So that's the reason why. No, it is not the reason why, but it's a result of being a nice person. Giving love returns love. And you don't give love because you want love back, but it actually returns on love for you. So I've been helped. Mainly the people that have helped me are my family. My parents, I wouldn't be here without my parents. I wouldn't have not even have the chance to dream to be an actress if I didn't have the parents I have.
Yeah.
I have to thank God for that, and for the people that He has put me in my surroundings. My sisters, I have aunts that have helped me, and I have friends. Like I am not alone, and that is how I made it here. So I have to thank many, 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 many people.
That's great. Um, we're coming to an end, Natalia. That's all, folks. Natalia Bonifaz, everyone. Thank you, Natalia.